of course, I think a lot of people really identified with it, having had to go to work during the day and leave their child with a childminder. I'm sure many Parent 24 readers are in that very situation. So what would your advice be to parents who have to leave their child with a childminder in terms of keeping their child safe?
Well, we are a society of very often working parents, and sometimes we don't have the luxury of hiring sort of professional nannies or caregivers, but there are certain steps you can take to ensure the safety of your child, including making a copy of your nanny's ID document, taking them home to their house so you know where they live, becoming involved with them more personally so that you understand the way they think, and also popping home, once you've hired someone, popping home at sort of unexpected times during the day, possibly having a camera that can be viewed from remotely. You could tell that your nanny, if you want to be open about it, you could say, we've got a camera in the house for security reasons, which I can't access. Or you could keep quiet about that and review the footage at the end of the day, just to make sure that you're comfortable with someone who is ultimately a stranger in your home looking after your child.
Now, when it comes to making a decision on whether to share this type of footage, you sit on your Facebook feed and it comes through on your news feed, how do you know when it is the right type of footage to share, just trying to be a responsible online news user?
Of course, I mean, if you're on, say you're using your social media accounts, you may see images that you find shocking, and I think we all go through that experience of just scrolling through the cat videos and the holiday snaps, and suddenly you see something that makes you just sit up and realize that there are some violent experiences being played out in everyday life. But you can either filter those out of your social media experiences. Most of those accounts have ways of blocking certain sites, or you can look beyond that and find out what the story is. Why is it being shared? How can you perhaps get involved or contribute towards the prevention of such a thing happening again?
Talk to us about the option of using a nanny cam or some type of camera in your home. Is it fairly commonplace? Are we finding South African parents are turning to that?
Well, there are whole businesses that in sort of home security that do that. Sometimes it might be as simple as a baby monitor that's being used that can be listened to remotely, so you don't actually see the footage, but you can hear what's going on. But there are many homes in South Africa have security cameras, and sometimes those are viewed by security companies. Sometimes the owner themselves reviews the footage at the end of the day, and if you're feeling insecure about your child's safety, or you really want to ensure that everything is fine, it's an effective way of making sure that what's happening in the home is what you want to happen in the home.
Scott, if you believe that your child is being abused either at home or at school, what is the first step? What do you do?
First of all, call Childline or Child Services, the police. It's not always the best idea to hope that the person involved that you suspect may be doing it, not to give them the benefit of the doubt, but rather report the suspected or alleged abuse, and get someone else involved that knows how to find out what's happening, how to represent, how to get somebody to admit to abuse, how to find out from the child involved. It's not always easy, especially with a minor child. They don't always have the words to express what it's like, what's happening to them, but someone that's experienced will help them by, say, taking out a particular doll and showing them where they've been hurt on the doll, that kind of thing, that most parents wouldn't understand, wouldn't know that naturally. So.